Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Sox On Tap.
Tony, my first reaction is just fuck yes, let's go.
Sox versus the Twins. That's where it all starts. It all starts taking care of business in-house in the Central Division.
That's right, I'm a meatball.
You got to bring that top button swag, baby.
It is always great to beat the Cubs.
And I'm a homer, so I always say they're gonna.
Dallas Keuchel Lancelin got some beards that you should be afraid of.
What everybody said when he gets out there, it's me versus the other guy, and I'm going to beat him. So I just love that mentality. It's cool and fucking tough.
Steve, would you say that Tony is mad online?
I would definitely say that.
The White Sox winner.
White Sox fans, welcome into the Sox On Tap post-game show. It's Jonnie here alongside Tony Marchese discussing 7-5. Sox lost to open the series in the Bronx. Tony, a lot going on with this one. How's your Saturday been, man?
It's been an all right Saturday, Johnny. There was a lot going on in this ball game, but I had to watch this game in two parts. Had a little family stuff to attend to, but overall, I would say that we have a lot to break down on tonight's show.
Oh, yeah, we absolutely do. I called this one a Saturday scrap because that quite literally it was. Some tensions flaring in the Bronx. Old nemesis, Josh Donaldson, Tim Anderson getting into it. We had some early fireworks, quite literally, from DJ LeMahieu in the form of a grand slam. Jose Abreu responded with the home run of his own. White Sox had some opportunities, couldn't capitalize. Tony, I know a lot of the story, and we have to talk about it because it's a rather poignant point of discussion here. But I think the game itself is a bit disappointing to me when I'm just looking at the overall result because the White Sox had their opportunities but couldn't cash in. Not opportunistic.
No, they weren't opportunistic today, Johnny, but I think that, for all intents and purposes here, this team showed a little bit of fight against the New York Yankees. I liked what I saw in terms of response. You see some bats still doing the right things to heat up a little bit. There was some damage done to Dallas Keuchel early by the way of a grand slam, and you're not going to win many ball games when that happens. But yeah, they had their opportunities to win this one, at least get that thing tied late. So I wouldn't say it was a bad effort from the White Sox today. I think that,
right.
You can't fucking walk people. Yeah. And they did that again today in the form of mainly Dallas Keuchel, but we'll get into the nitty gritty stats here in just a bit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like you said, it's funny that you might bring up the grand slam, and I was just thinking about it in hockey terms. You always talk about whoever wins the 5-on-3 is probably going to win the game. That seems like the team that hits a grand slam is most likely. Yeah, if you go back historically, I'd have to pull up the data, but it seems like the team that hits a grand slam is most likely going to win because that's 4 runs on one damn swing.
Yeah, unless it's a garbage time grand slam where you're down by about 16 runs in today's baseball game, you're most likely going to win that one. So I felt like that was kind of, they were down and out of it early. I was just hoping that they would make something of it, give themselves a chance to get back in this game, honestly. And they did that. So that's where I think maybe I've got a little bit of a soft spot in this one outside of the altercations that took place and everything. But I mean, overall, there's still stuff that we could pick apart here and say that wasn't good.
Just from a general theme, before we get into the nitty gritty, it was a fight. They fought, they scrapped. It was a Saturday scrap, both, like I said, with the altercation, but then also just with the back and forth with some of the runs being scored in this game. And they did convert on 2 opportunities. They finally strung together, 3 extra base hits in 1 inning, which was very, very nice to see later in the game. But then they also had a couple opportunities where they got guys on and then just struck out 3 times in a row. Twice during this game. So that's what leaves a little bit of a bitter taste in my mouth. But yes, it wasn't I think the word to describe this team in some of their previous defeats was lifeless. I don't think you can say that about the White Sox today.
No, I don't think you can. And Johnny, I think that's exactly the way to put that. I liked seeing the fight. The fight was there.
Yeah. All right. Sockside Mike checking in. Listeners, go to the YouTube stream and chime in on the comments here. We'll get them featured just like our guy Sockside Mike is there. Cheers to you, Mike. Happy Saturday despite the loss indeed. Let's get into this game, Tony, a little bit. Let's start with Dallas Keuchel at the top. I'll kind of go through chronologically here. And, I think his luck maybe run out. I don't know if you call it that, but he was just locating much better in that last outing that he had last Saturday back on the south side against these Yankees. Obviously gave them a chance, eventually won that game. He didn't win it, but the White Sox won that game. This time around, not so much. His final line is 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 walks, which I think that is the one that you really want to dive into here.
Yeah, and Jonnie, just looking at his numbers, the dreaded 666 line. Is this the end of Dallas Keuchel? Yeah, I don't know. It's the walk that comes back to haunt you here, Jonnie, and it has been the story of White Sox pitching and how they've lost these ball games. I think symbolically, if we want to go big picture here, Jonnie, when I start to see more than 2-3 walks for any guy in this staff, it's almost like time to just get them out of here, because the damage gets done via the walk far more often, it feels like, than teams are piling on us with just a ton of hits, and I'm just sick of seeing it, man.
Yeah, no, I am as well, and I think one of the, sure, there were singles that helped to load up the bases here, but also part of that was walking the 9-hitter. And I know it's the Yankees 9-hitter, so you're a little bit more elevated. You're facing the best team in the league. We could take a step back and all realize that, but it's still the 9-hitter nonetheless. Aaron Hicks, he's in their 9-hole for a reason, and you walk him, and that turns it over to the top of the order in the bottom of the second inning, and that's when DJ LeMahieu, who's just a hitting machine in general. I wouldn't, if he didn't hit a home run there, he probably would have hit a double and scored, at least 2 runs. I would imagine there, but he gets it over that little Mickey Mouse Little League wall out there in right field. That, by fun fact, via Would It Dong on Twitter, that home run is only a home run in Little League Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, how's that feel?
Make me sick. Makes you sick. Tony.
Makes you sick. I was just wondering how it made you feel, because it made me upset. I'm a little upset with that.
Yeah, this pygmy ballpark over
cheap.
In the Bronx. It's cheap.
Feels cheap. Feels real cheap. If it wouldn't be a home run in the basket at Wrigley, should it be a home run anywhere else?
Yeah, no. Well, it is at Yankee Stadium here, and I just I get really mad at this because it's the same for both teams. And why the fuck can't we use that to our advantage?
I don't know. I'm in the same position with you here.
I feel be a Tim Anderson, like a AJ Pollock, a guy who's got a right-handed hitter who's going to shoot the ball at the, if Yaz is going, he could absolutely pull one there. It could be a base hit at guaranteed.
Moncada should have a home run every single time he's at the plate in that ballpark.
It could be it would be a base hit for Yaz, given his speed at guaranteed rate field, but could easily be a home run in Little League Yankee Stadium.
Dude, you have to take advantage of the environment that you're playing in, and the White Sox seemingly don't tend to do that with stuff like this. That one hurts. Again, if that ball is hit at any other stadium, Jonnie, do the Yankees win this game today? That's a fair question, but as it's been said many times before, both teams are playing in the same environment. It's the same ballpark. Yeah. So at the end of the day, the runs are across the board.
Yeah, we've got 2 there tomorrow, so I really hope they are able to take advantage of that. And just, like you said, be cognizant of the environment, because if the Yankees are going to take advantage of it, we should do so as well. And I would absolutely love nothing more, especially after the incident that we're about to get to in a little bit here, Tim Anderson to just poke one out like first pitch or first at bat out over that wall. I think that would be a nice start to the doubleheader tomorrow, or even on the Sunday Night Baseball. Nice start to the primetime game there. But back to this game here. The White Sox did hit a home run, but it was in pull fashion, and that was Jose Abreu in a clutch spot. 2 outs. We're already down 5-0 at this point after that second inning. In the top of the third with 2 outs, Jose Abreu's got 2 guys on, and he launches this one. And via Would It Dong, this would have been a home run in all 30 ballparks, Tony. It was beautiful to see.
It is beautiful to see. And what did we say on this show just a couple of shows back? If you go back and listen, check the tapes, we need the big guys to start showing up. And Jose Abreu starting to swing his bat a little bit better than he was just a week and a half ago, Jonnie. It's been a pleasant thing to see. That gets you right back in this ball game.
That was with 2 outs. Very, very opportunistic.
Right back in this ball game. That's the type of MVP shit Jose Abreu that we want to see around here. That's what we want to see on this show, or talk about on this show.
Yeah, and I think that we had talked about it. We had said, what did we say from the beginning of the Kansas City series moving forward? He was starting to take steps. and he had that RBI double in game 1 of the doubleheader Tuesday, and just some, drawing a couple of walks in multiple games. And now you see it finally culminate with the big bash. So I hope this is a breakthrough moment. I know we've been waiting for that as a team, but it's going to take that from individuals to propel this thing as a team. I'm waiting for Yasmani Grandal's breakthrough moment, which may have happened here in a little bit, even though it wasn't a results producing play on the field. It was more of a team mentality thing. I keep alluding to this. We'll get there in a second. So this is where that first kind of dust up happens. Apparently, it had gone to commercial break. So initially on the live feed, you don't see it. Apparently Donaldson, Tim Anderson had some exchange back and forth in the 3rd inning, but nothing came of that initially. Both players were taken off by their respective coaches. They kind of just had a few other teammates around at midfield when they showed the replay of it, and then they went back to playing ball. Okay, and then we get back into it in the 5th inning. Then this is where it comes up big time, when Josh Donaldson steps back up to the plate, and Yasmani Grandal does not even let him get to the box, confronts him, is pointing, obviously very clearly pointing his glove towards shortstop at Tim Anderson. I'm no lip reader. I don't know exactly what was said between him, but obviously he was alluding to the comments. And Josh Donaldson admitted after the game, he called Tim Anderson Jackie. And this is just for context. Josh Donaldson believes it's an inside joke, and he's referring to a 2019 interview in which he claims Tim Anderson told Sports Illustrated he feels like today's Jackie Robinson. Obviously, Timmy was talking about breaking the fun barrier, right? When he was talking about his bat flips and the swagger and the style of play and all of that. But obviously, Tim didn't take it that way this time, Tony, and I was glad to see Yasmani step up and get in Josh Donaldson's grill here, because A, that shows some life from Yaz, and then B, that we're not going to tolerate this bullshit. And if there's a slight against one of us, it's a slight against all of us.
Absolutely, and that's something that I think the White Sox organization has made it fairly clear over the last year, 2 years, that they consider themselves a family, and you like to see guys step up for each other, regardless of the context around this and everything. You can take this and put it into any sort of situation and scenario. To see teammates stepping up and respecting and supporting other teammates' beliefs, standing up for each other. It's the same thing in hockey, Jonnie, where your star gets hit, somebody feels that it's a cheap shot, and your enforcer goes out there, somebody that you didn't really expect goes out there and just, beats the shit out of another guy, or at least steps up and challenges him. That can breathe life into a team. That can absolutely breathe a whole ton of life into a team. It's a unity thing. You're not going to see it on the score sheet. Stepping back into this situation, actually there was some confrontation that took place between Tim Anderson and Josh Donaldson, and this has been brewing now for a little over a week. It started back last week, a play at third base where Tim Anderson was kind of pushed off the bag by Donaldson. This is not the first run-in that the White Sox organization's had with him. You can go back to his time in Toronto.
Yes, I was just
blowing a whistle at Debo right when he was rounding the bases. This guy's been a shithead trying to get under White Sox players' skin. It doesn't surprise me that he's amped it up to the next level to try and piss somebody off on this White Sox club. He does it not only to the Sox. There's other teams that have had their run-ins with him. And you know what? Kudos to Yasmani Grandal for standing there and making him have to listen to what Yasmani Grandal had to say.
Yeah, and I want to go back and talk about this history between the White Sox, Tim Anderson, Josh Donaldson, the whole aura here, because it's not just Tim Anderson. There's multiple, like you'd mentioned Daryl Boston. I think that's what kicked it off. It was obviously the White Sox used to use a whistle. Daryl Boston aligned the outfielders. It was 2018. That's when Donaldson came across home plate after hitting a home run in one of those games, made the whistle blowing gesture. I think that's more just kind of like general taunting back and forth. There was nothing like really said directly to him, right? Okay, whatever. That's the beginning of it. Then you get the whole, granted, it wasn't necessarily directed at the White Sox, but you get another Josh Donaldson flare up when he hits a home run in the 2020 season and then draws something and kicks dirt over the plate, gets ejected from the umpire. It's just, jackass thing to do. But in our presence, once again, just giving you background on this guy's character, his history here. And then you get last year with Lucas Giolito, the whole parking lot incident, him saying it's not sticky anymore, basically accusing Giolito of using the sticky substances to alter, his pitches. And he was able to take him deep on one of those. So that's what he said. And Giolito called him a fucking pest. Now I'd call him a fucking asshole after this one, Tony.
Yeah, I mean that's how this stuff escalates. Maybe at first it wasn't exactly directed at the White Sox when he's kicking dirt across home plate, but again, I love the character building exercise that we're going through here. The guy has been fairly unlikable.
I would say. Thank you. That's the trend I was going for there. When you hear all these events, that's your reaction I wanted to get from you, Tony, because now this is what Josh Donaldson claims this is an inside joke between him and Anderson. He said, okay, maybe he said it one time, but given the history between these two sides, do you think Josh Donaldson and Tim Anderson are the type of pair to have an inside running joke with each other?
Absolutely not. No, because
they're bitter rivals. No.
Yeah, they're bitter rivals. They've just spent a couple of years competing for the same division titles and, getting into the postseason. There's been plenty of flare-ups back and forth. Again, if the White Sox are a family, if he comes and attacks Lucas Giolito, I expect Tim Anderson to have Lucas Giolito's back in that situation. And same with everybody else who's on that White Sox bench, especially when you're throwing out accusations of cheating and all this other stuff back and forth, and then going to the media and sitting there and saying, like, whose side are you going to be on? The guy who's just calling out the cheaters, or the royal douchebag right here that's sitting, in front of you? I don't know at what point where these two guys would have this close friendship. I don't expect there to have been a close friendship between the two of them. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
That's why I don't buy this. And this was from Brian Hoke, the Yankees MLB.com reporter. And he was the one that, had tweeted the whole context, I guess, so to say, when you're talking about the, Donaldson claiming it was an inside joke. That's why I don't buy this shit, Tony. I don't buy this shit, and I expect more fireworks tomorrow. I mean, I know the focus has to be on winning baseball games, especially for a White Sox team below 500 here. Yankees are the best team in the league right now. You got to find a way to win ball games, but man, you just don't. Like you said, it's a slight against one of us. It's a slight against all of us, and I hope that fires them up.
I hope it fires all of them up. And you know what? To go from where we were just earlier this week, where we've got an incident between Tim Anderson and Ozzie Guillen, and there was some clapback from that, to a unifying moment for a team right here, right now. Like, you've got your boy that just stood up for you. This is the moment. Go show up and beat the Yankees tomorrow. There's really no excuses. Yeah, twice, not once, twice. And do it on the national stage. And that should be the tone that every single fucking one of those guys in that locker room has tonight. Is the best revenge, number one, is beating them. Number two, it's we get to beat them twice tomorrow, and we're going to do it in front of everyone.
Yes. Yep.
That right there should send the message. And you know what? Be chippy about it. And, get underneath his skin, too, while you're doing it. Make him watch, make it hurt.
Yeah, right. And I got some comments on what the implications of tomorrow's doubleheader are when we get to the preview for that. But all right, Tony, that all happened in the fifth inning, that whole dust up. Let's move on from that, talk the rest of the game here, and then we'll get into that doubleheader. All right, so in the sixth inning, this was really nice to see, too, when you're talking positives from this game. White Sox string together 3 doubles in the form of A.J. Pollock, Lurie Garcia, Josh Harrison, results in 2 runs. Tony, I didn't know they were allowed to hit multiple extra base hits in the same inning, but the results are fucking fantastic.
Hey, and you know what? When you're playing with a little bit of fire and unity, look what happens, Jonnie. You start stringing together some hits. The Sox were already down here, but here comes the response that I was talking about outside of your Abreu 3-run homer. I really, really, really love to see multiple extra base hits in an inning. You still need more of them, and hopefully that's a trajectory like you just that they can stay on, because again, you need something. You need something to change, and you need something to get going. Extra base hits, you said hitting is contagious. Let's see if that can continue.
I really hope it can. And like I said, it's nice to see some signs of life here. At least in this, they went down with the fight. It wasn't a lifeless effort there. So I do like to see this, but I'd be remiss if I did not talk about their missed opportunities. When you talk about the first inning, Tim Anderson leads off with the single kind of
Yep.
ball that gets trapped. Doesn't happen there. They strike out 3 times after that. Then after that, big opportunity in the 7th, especially given the score. Yankees had, it was White Sox made it 6-5 with that aforementioned 3 double inning in the 6th that I had said. And then now in the 7th, the Yankees had added one in their half of the 6th, I believe. So it was 7-5 at this point. If you're going to get back into the game, now is the time. And White Sox get 2 on. I believe it was Luis Robert with the single, and then Jose Abreu infield play, and Luis Robert at second base. Very close play. Went under review. Call was upheld. You're safe at second base. So you've got 2 on, nobody out, and then we strike out 3 times after that. And that's still in the meat of the order, at least what I consider there should be when you're talking about 5, 6, 7 there. And just that at that point, Tony, unfortunately, sure, you could have had maybe some late inning heroics. That wasn't the case. They struck out 6 times in the last 9 outs of the game. But that was really kind of this ball game is over point for me.
Yeah, and you know what, man, the opportunities at the end of the game to go make something happen. I think overall, what pissed me off the most is you'd like to see them come back and win a game, like especially after what happened. You would like them to come back and win that ball game, hands down. I know that's why we sat here and just talked about the fact that like you go beat them tomorrow, you need your retribution. How do you get through this? After those 3 doubles, I mean, everything just kind of sucked again for a little bit. There was a little bit of why can't you keep this going here? And I don't know if that's just because the Yankees bullpen is so lethal, but you saw them beat Aroldis Chapman. So I don't know. I'm conflicted here.
Yeah, I mean, they should. I mean, you put yourself in the hole. So let's not be, ignorant of that. It was when you're talking about how they got in this position. Well, go back and look at Dallas Keuchel early on. So that's how it is. But yes, you'd like to see that rolling in some, let that be contagious, right? Because we like to think that offense can be contagious there. But obviously that did not translate after the 6th inning on. So for the rest of this one, Tony, the White Sox used Lopez, Ruiz, Foster, Graveman for this. I would hope Graveman is available at least in game 2 tomorrow if needed, because when I saw him come out there, I kind of already felt the game was over after they weren't able to convert in the 7th inning. So when I saw him come out there, I was like, damn, I would kind of like him in a more, meaningful spot, but at the same time, it was technically still close. So I just hope he's available tomorrow.
I hope he is too. And speaking of guys being available, not available, I just want to touch on this. Yohan Moncada is used in a pinch hit situation in this ball game too, Jonnie.
Yeah.
And obviously we're dealing with a little bit of potential Moncada injury stuff here.
Porcelain phenom stuff here, but I will say that I didn't see anything look too off when he came into the game. So that makes me think that he should have just started this game, right?
One would think. But, Harrison had a double, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He had a couple good plays at third today from Mr. Harris. But you got that line, man. You just want Yohan Moncada on that line.
You want your best bats. You want to give yourself the best chance, because the lineup did look pretty damn good before that switch with Yohan Moncada exiting. So, all right, Tony, like I said, this one was a 7-5 White Sox loss to open the series. With Friday's postponement, we're set up for a Sunday doubleheader. And game 1 will be Johnny Cueto, Jameson Taillon. Game 2, Michael Kopech, Luis Severino. I am branding this one. It's statement, split, or subside.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to put it. A statement would be going out there, like you said, and beating the shit out of them twice. A split might be able to live with, depending on the how that split looks. If you subside tomorrow and get beaten both of these ball games, boy, this is going to be a rough night. We're going to be together watching this one. We didn't get to do it on Friday. We're going to do it tomorrow as our rain out date. We're going to, our tickets are still valid, so we're going to get 2 for the price of 1 tomorrow. But oh boy, I'm nervous going into tomorrow, Jonnie. I'm a little nervous. I'm very, very nervous.
I absolutely am too, because I just look at the implications of it, and that's why I said that alliteration that I just put forth. Statement obviously means you win 2. Split okay. We're probably right back where we have been with the, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. That's what it felt like, or, some variation of that in those terms over the past couple of weeks. And you subside if you lose both, because that's a series sweep, and you're going back and facing a Red Sox team that is now heating up. I know we did take it to them out in Boston, but not in convincing fashion, and they're starting to look a little bit better. I think it's a different club than you faced a couple of weeks ago. So this Sunday has major implications, and it'll be a Sunday fun day with Sox on Tap in person. You and I, like you said, our rain out tickets are still good, so we're just moving that there. Move from Friday happy hour to Sunday fun day, the full deal. Tony, I can't wait to be in your garage watching some beers and whatever it may be, trugging through this one with you.
Hey, it's a wonderful opportunity to sit back, watch White Sox baseball, consume some beers, and talk about this team. This is the prime time, man. There is no date on this schedule that I'm looking for, even in this Cubs series. And I hate the Cubs. It's always great to beat the Cubs. You got Boston coming to town, but this right here starts right here. If this team can go out there and make a statement, we're going to be very happy campers. If they can't, it might get ugly. I mean, you have to have the response here. You can't roll over like a dead dog.
I want to look in the bigger picture. This is something that can almost be season defining when you have this opportunity to play the Yankees' choice the best team in the league right now. That's why I said it can be such a statement, or you can slide really far if you just from a team morale standpoint. Because Tony, we've been talking about it. I said I think a five gamer in Kansas City would have been great. That's why I wanted to see it, so then you could give yourself some leeway here in New York. Well, you didn't do that. Yeah, you still won the series in Kansas City, but now you're talking about something that, like I said, could be season defining here.
And I don't know what the Twins finish with, but I was seeing you're about 4.5 out of the AL Central after today. You go drop 2 tomorrow. That could be real ugly. As thing continues to kind of get tougher and tougher for the White Sox to win their division. Now, if they do drop 2 tomorrow, let's be honest with ourselves. It's not the end of the season by any means, but it's a real gut punch to this
morale wise, because yes,
the
game still counts the same amount, whether it was against the fucking Tigers or the Yankees.
Correct. So from a morale standpoint, this would be a huge gut punch. But I'm just going to go say it. You see this team lose both games, the place is going to burn down as if this season is over.
Yes,
100%. You know it. There's going to be everybody up in their arms. The Sox still have a mathematical chance to get themselves into the playoffs if they lose both tomorrow. Now, that said, I do believe wholeheartedly you have to go out there and try and make the best statement that you can tomorrow, and anything short of that's lame and weak.
I think part of that, here comes Scott Moreno. Thank you for commenting here. Says, I am terrified of what the lineups will be in this doubleheader. You need to run your best guys out both games. This is
you have Monday off.
This is not the time to fuck around. Especially, I'm sorry, I do not want to see an embarrassment on Sunday Night Baseball. Usually, you would think that the second game of the doubleheader is usually the B lineup, as we have come to know it under TLR. You can't be putting that bullshit out there, Tony. You got 2 right-handers here. So I want Yasmani Grandal. I want Yohan Moncada to play both games of this doubleheader. I mean, or maybe Sheets. I guess you could go with that when you're talking about the left-handed hitters, getting them in there. But you're going to have right-handers on the mound, a pair of them in Taillon and Severino. So you cannot go and throw up a Olay lineup in game 2. I agree with Scott, and that I am terrified of that possibility.
Yeah, I think everybody should be at this point in time. Tony La Russa has just thrown that lineup out there in pretty much all doubleheaders, Johnny. You've seen it so many times, and there's no reason at this point to think any different, that you're going to get some different version of this unless you swap out one for the other. That's his process. That's what he rolls with. As a fan, you don't want to see that, though, especially under the circumstances of Sunday Night Baseball. It's on national television.
Yes.
You don't want to see it tomorrow. See what happens. But There might be some mad online when the lineup comes out.
You've got Michael Kopech on the bump, so there's no any form of, don't get me wrong, I didn't do a bad job in his start, but there's no guy being called up from AAA, right? There's no Davis Martin scenario. There's no Jimmy Lambert scenario for the game 2 just to get you over. It's, what your rotation is set, like you had said the Monday off. It is, time to go balls to the wall, and you got a perfect pitcher to be able to do it. I know Michael Kopech had a very odd outing last Sunday against the New York Yankees, but at the same time, on the season overall, and you just go and look at his numbers, he has the stuff to be able to go out there and make a statement on Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which one of these 2 games Yaz catches. I would imagine it's probably game 2. So maybe you got Yaz DH game 1. I'm assuming you're going to work Sheets into these lineups, given the righties on the mound. So maybe he's in right. Does Adam Engel ride the bench? It's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out. But I would like to see Yasmani Grandal take at bats in both games. I know he was catching today, though, so it's going to be interesting.
I know. Unfortunately, the home run in Kansas City the other day did not really propel him like we all kind of hoped it would. But maybe that fire today, because it's a psyche thing as well, Tony. It'd be beyond just the physical adjusting to pitches, adjusting to certain pitchers. It's a psyche thing. So I think maybe something like that could be something that drives him forward and makes him emerge a little bit here. I really hope it is, because unfortunately his at-bats after that incident weren't too good today. I believe he struck out twice. So let's hope that tomorrow is the one to do it. And hopefully, them stewing on this, maybe getting some pent-up energy in there and releasing it on baseballs at Yankee Stadium tomorrow.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's go back to something that we said at the very beginning of the show. Use that short porch. Use it. Just I want that Gavin Sheets home run tomorrow. I really do. If he's in a lineup,
it should be so easy, right?
It should be so easy for him. It should just be automatic, Johnny. Just cracking beers, automatic. Gavin Sheets home runs at Yankee Stadium short porch, automatic. Same thing.
Yasmani Grandal put him
in the
Corey
automatic.
Garcia could do it too from the left side. He could if you really
Yep. Like multiple home runs tomorrow would be cool and tough.
Yeah.
Do I need to get out some bottle rockets, light off some fireworks every single time the Sox hit a home run? What do we got to do?
Yeah, whatever it takes. That's. I think I'm gonna go with some wild shorts tomorrow. So some flamboyant shorts tomorrow. That's gonna be my sort of get the boys juiced up with the '83 jersey. I think that's what I'm gonna roll with.
There you go. I mean, let's hope we get to maybe the Budweiser cowboy hat will come out, Johnny. We'll see what happens. Whatever we got to do to get the positive vibes, the good juju, the White Sox to win 2 ball games. We're gonna be at it tomorrow. We're gonna be pounding some beers down, watching White Sox baseball, and hopefully there's a lot to be entertained instead of pissed off about. The mood in the garage is going to be a very, very interesting thing to monitor throughout the course of 18 innings of baseball.
Yeah, with that in mind, listeners, make sure you're following at Sox On Tap and at On Tap Sportsnet on Twitter. We'll be bringing you content, me and Tony's reactions throughout the game. So we got 2 of them tomorrow as well, too. So double prizes, Tony. I can't wait. It's going to be a good time regardless of the outcome. And, man, like I said, statement, split, or subside. That's my final thought on this one. Give me yours and a pick to click, and then we'll wrap this baby up.
Final thoughts are, these are the type of things that can unify a team, or things can continue to slide further south. Don't like seeing the White Sox lose this ball game. Thought they showed some fight, though. They weren't lifeless like we thought earlier. That's pretty much, all I've got out of today. Hopefully the boys rest up. It's going to be a long day of baseball tomorrow. Got to go get them. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just... it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to talk about, Johnny. That's all I got. Pick the click for tomorrow. Yeah, game 1. Do you want game 1 and game 2?
Let's just do game 1. We'll reconvene and give the game 1. Maybe game 2 ones will give via video from Sox On Tap tomorrow.
Sounds good. Game 1, Johnny, I'm going to go with Mr. Luis Robert.
Luis Robert? I like that one. I will go. It's kind of, looking up and down this lineup, man. I will go with Jose Abreu. He's going to be in the lineup no matter what. I think today could be the thing that really gets him going. And like I said, he's been taking steps over the past week. So let's see him get to the top of the staircase where we know he can be an MVP caliber player. So I'll go with Jose Abreu in game 1. We will reconvene after that, give the picks for game 2 from the garage. So, Tony, regardless of the outcome, always good talking White Sox baseball with you. Until next time, White Sox forever.
White Sox forever.